Welcome to the Jill on Money Show. It's Sunday, August 13th, and we are here trying to help you answer your financial questions. And maybe it's not even a big, huge issue. Maybe it's just, I just want to get a sense of where I am, or gosh, I need your help with a priority, or I need to see a different path forward. Whatever it is, just go to our website, jillonmoney.com, jillonmoney.com, and click the Contact Us button. That is how you can get in touch with us. It can be an email. That's fine. It could be that you would like to join us on the air live. That's fine, too. Mark does everything. It's so great. And while you're on the website, don't forget to sign up for the free weekly newsletter. Check out all of the free content. And don't forget, if you've got a few shekels to spend, you can join our service, Jill on Money Live. And we got a little paywall. It's only $35. Access to quarterly live webinars, more bonus content, and my book is there, The Great Money Reset. So check it out. It all lives at the jillonmoney.com website. Right now, let's talk to Tim from Colorado. Hello, Tim. Welcome to the program. What can we do for you?
Thanks for taking my call. I really enjoy this podcast. So I've just retired, and I would like your thoughts on what should I consider in making Roth conversions. Also, another question is, what are your thoughts on which accounts should I draw down from, like pre-tax and after-tax while I'm in retirement?
Okay, great. Well, first of all, congratulations on retirement. How does that feel? Like, do you feel freedom? Do you feel scared? What's going on for you?
Oh, it's awesome. I really like it.
Really? How old are you, Tim?
I'm 57.
Oh, you're young.
Oh,
What are you
yeah.
going to do with yourself? You're going to live for 30 more years.
I'm going to enjoy life, you know. Hey, I'm looking forward to it.
All right. Well, that's good. Are you single? Are you partnered? What's up?
My wife, she's 59, and she'll work for about 3 more years.
Do you have kids?
Yes, we have 3 kids.
Are they launched?
2 are launched, and 1 is still in college, and she's with us.
Tell us about what's going on financially. What did you do for a living?
I was a computer programmer.
Oh, okay. That sounds like a good job to have had during these past, how shall we say, 35 years that you were actually working. So tell me about the money that you accumulated, where it is, and then let's talk about whether Roth conversions make sense for you.
So as far as accumulations, I have about $975,000 in brokerage and cash. It breaks down I have about $290,000 in company stock, and it has a large long-term capital gain, like $220,000. And we also have about just $550,000 in brokerage, and that has little capital gains because I've been moving things around lately. And we also have $135,000 in cash.
Okay, great. That's your taxable. What about non-taxable between you and your wife?
About $2.6 million.
Holy smokes. Fantastic. Congratulations. That's a serious accumulation. That's great.
Always just been saving ever since I've been in my 20s. Luckily, it's just grown.
And is that mostly in 401ks?
It's a combination because I've switched jobs through my career. And so part of it is in IRAs, and my wife also has an IRA. Part of it is left over in a 401k from my last employer. Mm-hmm. And it's about 70% stock, 30% bonds. And we also have about 140 in Roths, and that's all stock.
What's the income now that you're retired? What's the income that's out there?
My wife is still working. She may work for about 3 more years. It just kind of depends on how her business goes. She makes about $40,000 a year, and we spend about $135,000 per year, and we don't have any debt.
Any other income for you, pension income or anything that you will be entitled to in the future?
We're currently receiving about $1,100 each month, and this has a COLA, so that's nice. And then in about 8 years, I'll get about $1,000 a month, and that's a fixed.
Oh, wow. That's great. Okay. So right now, you've got her 40. Let's say you've got about 50-ish coming in, 52. So where are you drawing the 80 or 90 grand that you need right now before Social Security kicks in?
And that's one of the reasons why we called. Right now, I'm just drawing down from the brokerage. Part of the IRAs was inherited. One of them was like $100,000 or so. So we tap that. And I actually can tap the 401k because I'm over 55. But that's the big question is I think I'm in a sweet spot for possibly doing Roth conversions, or if nothing else, I can possibly pay some of my taxes from the IRAs, at least up through the 12% bracket. But that's why I'm asking.
Yeah, I mean, you are in an interesting situation right now. So first of all, I don't know what company I'm not going to ask you what company you work for. I'm just going to assume it's for one of those kick-ass tech companies, right? And you've got this long-term capital gain. And so I think it would be really helpful for you while your income is low to sell that while you're in the 15% capital gains rate. I think that that's incredibly helpful for you from an allocation perspective, but also from a cash flow perspective. And that is money that I would definitely get off. I would get that risk off the table. I got to imagine that money, that $220,000 in gains, I know it's stinky to have that much, but I really think that while you are here in this place that, you'd be wise. And it sounds like you are taking some money, but that's the money you're going to tap first, the brokerage account, to make up for the difference between your spending and your income. So there's two aspects of this. One is a capital gains and the other is the conversion. So I think that both of those are very good tax planning ideas. So I think you could convert. I don't want you to convert so much that you're burning up so much of your cash, right? But I do think if you could, converting as much of that, it looks like, the 2.6 million of those retirement accounts, the more you can convert from that, the better. The inherited IRA, when did you inherit that?
Last year.
So you're subject to the 10-year rule?
Yes, I am.
Okay. So that money's going to come out anyway, a little bit at a time. Don't forget to count that towards your income, right? My idea would be to try to stay in the 12%. And you know what? Even if you popped into 22, it wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. It just wouldn't. But I do think if you can do the sweet spot in the planning around the 12% and the 15% long-term capital gains, I think that I would definitely do that. And, as you get older, so what you're going to have is, let's just think about this. Her income will go away, but then what's your Social Security plan?
Now, this is tentative. I think, I'm going to evaluate it as I go. I was looking at drawing about $2,200 per month at 62, and this is because of health reasons. Oh. Whereas my wife might draw $1,500 a month at 70, but we're not sure.
All right, you can monitor that. But again, let's just use those numbers for a second. At some point, 65-ish, 62-ish, whatever it is, you're basically going to have about, let's say, 40% of your spending needs covered, maybe 50%, depending on how much you're really spending, right? And how much tax you have to pay. So let's say that you have to draw down some of the money from the inherited IRA, and then from there, you're going to just back into how much money you could potentially convert and how much money you can actually access. So I just think those capital gains rates, I think they're going up. And you're not going to have zero income. You're going to keep having income as you get older. So the more you can convert, certainly at 12%, the more you can convert, the better off you're going to be. It stands to reason that for someone in your situation, you're going to be forced to take a lot of money out of these retirement accounts as you get older. And I think that a lot of that money is going to be taxed at a higher rate. I just think that rates are going to rise in the future. The drawdown schedule would be you use your brokerage account. You got to definitely take those capital gains now so you don't have all that money at risk. You want to use the brokerage account. You want to use that brokerage account to also pay the taxes due on the small incremental IRA conversions. There's just one last thing that I want to point out. You're going to be using the next tranche of money that comes out will be the IRAs and the 401ks. And last money is your Roth, which, you hope you just leave it to your kids. Are you comfortable at 70-30 in terms of risk on the retirement accounts?
Yes, and one of the things is even at 30% bonds, that's 10 years of living expenses and stuff. And I have bond funds and they do go up and down. Mm-hmm. But, I didn't know if it should have been around 5 to 7 years of, cash and bonds versus so much in bonds.
I think you're fine. It's really about your comfort level more than anything else. You have so much money. You're not going to run out of money. As you get older, it might feel a little bit like, oh, I'd like more consistency with this portfolio. I don't want it to move around so much. That could be. I think the pension income is really going to be helpful. So when you have streams of income, everyone else listening, if you're not as lucky as Tim, that stream of income is consistent and it can prevent you from doing dumb things with your other money. So I think that you're going to have a nice stream of income, and that stream of income to me is going to really obviate the need for you to start messing around too much with your portfolio allocation unless you're uncomfortable. If you're uncomfortable with it, that's a different thing, right? But it doesn't sound like you're uncomfortable. So I think it sounds like a good plan. Do you have somebody who can help you with the process, or do you feel comfortable just kind of working through the process of the conversion and capital gains?
The capital gains, I think I have a handle on. On the conversion process, that's why I've been doing a lot of reading and listening to you and things like that. Because that's one of the biggest things is that you had mentioned, converting just a small part, whereas I didn't know, should I convert all the way up to the top of the 22% tax bracket?
Yeah.
70.
I know. This is the problem. I don't know where tax rates are going. Where do we think tax rates are going? Do we think they're going to go up? I always thought that 22% tax bracket is kind of a gift, the 22 and 24%. I think that I would probably do the 22% also, because you have a lot of money and you've got the money to pay for the tax due on the conversion. For many people, this is a really an amazing story, and you've saved so much money. You've done incredibly well. I think I'd rather know that I have a bunch of money where I've paid my tax that's due. And I think that can give you great peace of mind in the future. So I would go up to the 22%.
Awesome.
And just last question, you've done all your estate planning?
Yes.
Computer programmer, man. That's a very detailed oriented thing. We can't thank you enough for joining us today. It's a great story. You've done an amazing job of saving. And as you said, so just out of curiosity, how much did you earn, when you were retiring?
It was about 170 bonuses.
I just put that up because a lot of people hear these numbers like 2.6 million in retirement, which is an amazing amount of money to have saved. And I think that what I'm hearing from you though, Tim, is that you just started really early and you diligently accumulated all of this money, lived within your means. Is that fair to say?
Oh, that's very much so. I mean, definitely we were always pretty darn close to the max on, what you could save, and then also definitely living within our means.
If you have a question about a Roth conversion, or maybe you're wondering about which account you need to touch first during your retirement in anticipation of your retirement, these are big questions. You've never retired before. Who knows? We're here to help you out. Just go to JillOnMoney.com, click the Contact Us button. We'll do everything else. Don't forget, if you've got a chance, leave us a rating and review wherever you listen to this program. Try to put your hands metaphorically on someone's back. Someone needs you today, so go do that. Change your work, change your wealth, change your life. Thanks for listening. We'll talk to you tomorrow.